up, YouTube? Tube. Oh my gosh. It has literally been 2 months since I have graced the internet with my presence. Well, on YouTube specifically. Don't worry, I've been on the internet. I've been locked in. But it has been so long, and I want to just update you guys, and I'm here with a refresh and some really exciting things. So, to begin, I'm excited to be back. I'm I have decided that I'm going to be doing monthly updates because for the 14 episodes, I don't remember how many numbers I've done. 12, 13, 14. I was doing it weekly and it got to a point where it was becoming a chore. And then I got to thinking about like, oh, podcasters who are doing it for their full-time job, that's like their full-time deal. They're promoting it, they're planning it, they're recording it, they're editing it. And I not only am a full-time employed person, I also have friends and I have other things I'm doing, and this just became, I don't want to say a burden because it wasn't a burden, but it just got to be one of those things I'm like, okay, it was fun when I was doing it, but now I don't feel like doing it anymore. That's okay. I took a break, 2-month break. That's fine. That's okay. I hope you guys were like, where is she? I missed her. Oh my God. Like, where's Emma? And if you weren't, that's okay. I understand completely. But I'm back. And it's going to be, yes, monthly recaps of what I consumed, my media of the month. Whoa. I'm going to call it media of the month. Well, that was like off the cusp. Nope. Off the cuff. Off the cuff. That's the right word. Anyways, just to skip all of that and jump right in, I'm only going to still do 30-minute episodes because that's how long I can edit on Canva for the free version. So I'm sticking to that 30-minute range. But yes, welcome back. I am very excited. I updated the slides just a little bit. I wanted to give myself some more room to have my topics, and I kept a lot of the same elements, the other elements, all my little favorite things, my movies, my music, and little decorations, but I just made it look a little bit bigger. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's jump right into movies. So in April 2026, I'm skipping March because March was a really intense month and I don't remember anything from that month, truly. So we're going to just do April because I'm filming it today, April 29th, and tomorrow is the last day of the month. So yes, April 2026. I watched 15 movies, which, in my personal opinion, that was not enough. I'd like to watch more in a month, but I did 15 and I saw two in theaters. I saw The Drama on April 3rd, and then I saw Mother Mary on the 25th of April. So, as you can see, I have a screenshot of my Letterboxd of the 15 movies that I watched in chronological order, at the bottom being the first of the month, and then the top is my most recent watches, and I haven't watched any movies since the 26th. So, you can see all the movies I watched. Some notable ones that I want to point out. I watched Anaconda. That was like Paul Rudd. That's his name. Jack Black. That one was okay. You can see my ratings on there too, but other ones I watched, I finally got around to watching One of Them Days with Kiki Palmer and SZA. That was pretty good. And I watched Fight Club, and I sort of enjoyed it, but not really. But I want to talk about my highest rated and my lowest rated of each month. I think that could be kind of fun. So my highest rated movie was 5 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd with a heart. The heart matters to me. That's like an extra bonus star to me and how I rate, but like the heart really means I loved it. So here is the title of the movie. It came out in 2024, starring Tom Hanks, and I don't remember her name. She played Jenny in Forrest Gump. That's all I know. They starred in this movie together, and the entire premise of this movie is the viewer watches from the same perspective the entire time. The things in their point of view, they change throughout history, but you never move from that one spot, which is really, really cool. And I'm obsessed with that type of storytelling. And not only that point of view perspective, but the history with it. The movie starts with like, I'm trying to remember, the dawn of time, before the dinosaurs, and then the dinosaurs showed up, and then the iceberg hit. Oh my gosh. The asteroid hit, not the iceberg. The asteroid hit, you saw that, then you saw the vegetation grow back, it went really through history, and it was sort of like CGI-ish. It was kind of like okay, but it was cool. And then they built a house in the 1700s, so it was like the Revolutionary time. They built this house, and then people move in, people move out, and you get to see their whole life story in this house, whether they die there, which people have, or they move out, and all those things. So then it's non-linear timeline. Um, Storytelling. So we get to see the Tom Hanks character be born and then him grow up. So Tom Hanks is like an old man in real life, but they like digitally altered his face so that you could see him be like a 20-year-old kid until he got to be old. It was really cool. It's not for everyone. The reviews on Letterboxd are kind of all over the place, but I personally loved it. And then my second highest rated movie was the drama, 4.5 out of 5, and I really think it should be 5 after a month of like letting it soak in. It was such a good movie. But I really should like solidify my rating system on Letterboxd because it's kind of willy-nilly, but truly I think the drama is such a good movie. Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. I can't really talk much about the movie because a lot of it would be a spoiler and I'm really respectful of everyone's lives and I don't want to spoil the movie, but I really like okay. I like the movie. The topic, not so much. It's irrelevant to today's society, if that makes sense. But I think they used it really well, and they told a really intriguing story. And my review on Letterboxd is like all about like I'm trying to remember what I wrote about. Just like what would I do if someone said that to me, and like just the morals around the movie. I think it's really cool. It's not what you'd expect. The marketing was so good; it made you really think it was going to be like the drama around a wedding and how maybe they don't love each other. No, it's like drama, like real crazy stuff. So those are my two highest rated movies. And then my lowest rated movie of the month is Divorce Italian Style. I gave it half a star. Like this is the lowest rating you can do on Letterboxd without not rating. Like I gave it half a star. This is one of the free movies that they were showing at my local museum. They do it once a month on the first of the month, the first Wednesday of the month, which I have to remember that that's happening. I might miss the next one. Anyway, that's besides the point. Divorce Italian Style. 60s Italian movie, black and white. That's not the problem. What I had a problem with, there's two things. The style of it, the black and white, but it was really high contrast. I like black and white movies, but when it's really high contrast, it just gives me like a weird uncanny feeling. I don't know how to describe it. That was that was one thing I could get past. The plot was insane. From what I can remember, and I can if I can describe it fairly quickly, this man, he's about 30, 35. He's like mid 30s or something. He's an adult. He has a wife, a really loving wife who is a little bit overbearing at times, and he expresses that his annoyance towards her a lot. But he has a crush on his cousin, his 16-year-old cousin. He just thinks she's the most beautiful woman ever, and it's who he wants to be with. So he's doing the mental math. He's like, okay, I'm 32, she's 16. I can't be with her until this. I have to make a decision. I have to just stay with my wife, who is really annoying to me, or I can kill my wife and then or wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Try to get his wife to kill him. Because in Italy, at that time when this movie came out, divorce was illegal. Like, you could not divorce your spouse unless your spouse was cheating, and then you can kill your spouse out of jealous rage or something, and you go to prison, but then you get a light sentence. Like, you can go to prison for a couple years and you'll be good. So that was his plan. He's like, I'm gonna try to get my wife to hook up with someone. I'm gonna orchestrate this, and then I'm gonna have to kill her because she's cheating on me. it was the it was the craziest thing for a 16-year-old, for like a teenager. I'm just like, I don't know. The museum group who put it on, they showed it because it's international films, and it was a cool glimpse into Italian culture in the 1960s. So you kind of get the gist of what that movie was, and you can probably tell why it's one or actually half a star. So anyway, that's enough of that. Follow my letterbox. I'm hoping you're watching this, maybe not on your phone, so you can scan the QR code. And if you're on your phone, sorry, maybe I don't know. But my letterboxd is em_blisky. Pretty sure. So Anyway, that's enough about movies. We're going to jump on over to TV shows. So, my monthly media consuming? No. I'm out of practice with this podcasting thing. I'm trying to do it off the cuff and I'm just like I'm stumbling over my words. Drag queen flopping, if you know you know. April 2026, I watched 5 shows. That's probably why I didn't watch as many movies, because I was spending so much of my time watching TV. So 5 shows and I finished 4. Oh my gosh. So I first in the month I ended The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. If I'm not mistaken, my last episode in February I was talking about Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I finished it, and of course I have a really good uh, perspective on the show. I don't know, the word was not coming to mind. I love the show, and nothing can make me hate it because of when I first watched it. It was just such a I don't know, it was during COVID. It was just really comforting. Even though it's kind of like a spooky show, it was one of those comforting shows. And then I watched like an analysis video on the show, and people were hating on it. And I'm like, okay, I kind of see what they mean. The writing was really bad, and the way that Sabrina was portrayed, it was kind of just like, oh, she's like a teenage girl, blah, blah, blah. Like, didn't give her any like authority in the situation she was in. It was kind of like based on love, and I get that, but I just love the vibes of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I love Kiernan Shipka. It's a special show to me. So nothing will make me hate it unless it comes out that like really controversial things happen. I don't know, but that's my stance on that show. And then I watched Something Very Bad Is Gonna Happen. This was like a Netflix original show. It was like 8 episodes, but it was also a movie. That was one of my movies on Letterboxd, because you can rate it on there. I gave it a 4 out of 5. Um, it was like a really long movie. Like, it could have been a movie, but it was kind of nice to be able to have 8 episodes worth of stuff. It's starring Camilla Menendez. Sorry, guys. She dated Leonardo DiCaprio, and she was in Daisy Jones and the Six. She's gorgeous. And Adam DeMarco, yeah, Adam DeMarco. He's in it too. It was a good show. It was I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. It was spooky, but it also made me hate the male characters. It made me really furious for the women in this show. I'm not gonna get too much into it because I'm already talking so much. I watched that. That was pretty good. Then I watched Company Retreat, Jury Duty Company Retreat, which is technically the second season. I loved the first season. I thought that was such a clever idea, but I low-key felt bad for Ronald. Like, how do you you have to like step back after you realize that you were being pranked the whole time? Like, that's a interesting social experiment, and it was really fascinating that they were able to do it again and do it better and bigger and go even crazier. Like, I am just very impressed with the whole show and how everything happened with this. I think what's his name? Anthony. I think he was such a good sport at the end, and he was such a good person, because if you get the wrong person, they could freak out, and like that would be really really bad, but I don't know, it was really good. I recommend it for like a really fun comedic watch. And they talked about Bones. That was like a joke in the show that they were watching it. I love Bones. That's also one of my top favorite shows. You can see it in my serialized profile. Bones is one of my all-time favorite shows. So, Jury Duty Company Retreat was awesome. And then I watched Coven, American Horror Story Coven. Now, guys, American Horror Story is good, but it's also really bad. For a man to have created Glee and Scream Queens and American Horror Story, like there's some differing perspectives of storytelling. Now, American Horror Story being an anthology series, it is open to different storytelling and different styles and different things each season. But the first, I want to say 5, most people would say the first 4 seasons, the first 5 are really like, that is American Horror Story to me. Murder House, Asylum, Coven, Freak Show, and Hotel. That is like, that's where it's good. Roanoke, actually, I rewatched that last summer. Roanoke is really good, and people hate on it, but I think it was really unique for the franchise. But Coven has always been, since 2016 when I first watched it. It came out in 2013, so I was a little late, but I got Netflix around 2015, 2016, so I was able to start watching stuff. Coven is truly one of my favorite seasons of television ever. Like seasons, like I can pick shows as my favorite, but like seasons, because it's an anthology, it's easier to pick that. Coven is so good. I love witches. I love witchcraft. Obviously, because I was watching Sabrina, Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I love witchcraft. I love women. Like, period. Yeah, and that season is full of them. I was watching though, and I'm like, this is like kind of cringe. Some of the lines and some of the directing and framing was really crazy. The camera effects are really crazy. So if you are a fan of American Horror Story and you've watched the show, go back and watch Coven. Even just watch some of the new earlier seasons. It was just crazy. It was so quirky and like weird and freaky, but I love Coven, and I'm currently watching Apocalypse, which ties Murder House and Coven together. I'm on episode 2 of Apocalypse, and it's absolute trash. Like the plot and the writing and the script. Oh my god, it's so bad, but I'm just trying to watch it and get through it. I want to watch 1984 again. That one was really good. But the later seasons just do not work for me. So those early seasons really are special place in my heart. And then weekly I am watching Euphoria as it comes out every Sunday. Um Now I started watching Euphoria. I watched the first season in 2021. I was late to the game, mostly because I didn't have HBO Max, and then when I was in college I was able to get like a discount for it, but I binged it fall like October 2021. It was like mind blowing, life changing. Like the Labyrinth soundtrack and soundtrack. Ugh, I always put a T at the end. The Labyrinth soundtrack and the scene where Rue relapses and it's that dance sequence. I was truly like, why did I wait so long to watch this? Like, this is so good. And then I watched season 2 as it came out in early 2022. So I loved it. I mean, there were some parts where I'm like, okay, this is crazy, but there was like an excitement around it. There was like a culture around it, and it was just the whole package was just so good. And then it was 4 years until season 3. I'm like, oh my god, okay, what could possibly be done to keep the continuity and keep the vibe of Euphoria? Well, there was probably a lot of things they could have done, but they didn't. As the poster I included, it's giving like MUC. Is that Marvel? MUC? Sorry guys, I've got that wrong. Sorry to the Marvel fans. Sorry. The Marvel posters. Like, why is it looking like a Hollywood movie poster when the first season's poster, even the second season, it's so good. And Labyrinth left. Honestly, good for him. Bye. Do not mess with Sam Levinson. I think he's such a creep, and this season has just proven that this show for Sam Levinson is just like a way to get out his like creepy fetish weirdness. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much because it grosses me out, and I don't want to have that on the internet forever of me talking about the scenes of Euphoria. So, what's keeping me watching, you may be asking? Well, I want to know what happens. I'm just really curious about Rue's character. A special place in my heart. Rue, oh my gosh, girl. Jules, I love Jules' character storyline. We need more Coleman Domingo. We're on episode 3 and he's barely been in it, which I'm kind of missing. I don't know. It's just gotten so weird, and I'll have more thoughts as the show goes on the last couple weeks, but it is just not my thing anymore. I'm hate watching. I am hate watching Euphoria, and I never thought I'd say that, but here we are. So, again, follow my Serialized. There's a URL on the bottom, but then you can see the name of the app. I don't use it a lot as much as I do for movies, because if I'm binging a season, I'm not going to review every episode. But like Euphoria, I'm going to start doing like every episode as I'm watching it weekly. But like for Coven, I wasn't going to go, okay, write my review for episode 1, then click and watch episode 2. Like it doesn't work. So I could just review a whole season. But I will tell you, the app is just it's a little it's completely free, and the people who make it are like, there's no ads, like they're trying to make a good app, but there's some things that could be improved, of course. So if you're interested in getting it, just know it's a little like iffy, but you can personalize your banner for free. And I picked Jackie from Yellow Jackets because she's beautiful and I love her. And anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about that. Follow me there if you wish. I have no followers at the moment, so music. Honestly, my music consumption's been very different than it used to be. And I've spoke about this before in previous episodes, but I was a monthly playlist girl. It was like I had my playlist for March 2025, and that was all I listened to for the most part. But I'd add a bunch of music so I could have different artists and different genres, and it was really cool. But now that I'm working and I have the same commute every day, I get bored really fast with the music. So every morning I'm like in my car, about to put it in drive. I'm like, what am I going to listen to? So it's been a little finicky there. I've been listening to old stuff and reliving and all that. But in terms of physical media, I guess I bought 3 vinyls and 4 CDs the day after Record Store Day. It was in Sheboygan with my friends, and I spent a lot of money, but I was there and I couldn't pass up these things. So I got the vinyl, the 25-year anniversary silver vinyl for A Fever You Can't Sweat Out by Panic at the Disco. I'm like, I saw it. I'm like, I just have to get it. I have to get it. And then I saw Preacher's Daughter. I'm like, I have to get that too. And then of course Norman fucking Rockwell. I had to get that too. So it was like this like feeling inside of me that I couldn't like resist it, and I had to buy it. Something about having a vinyl, not only to listen to the music, but having the artwork, it just makes me so happy. For days after I bought those vinyls, I was like giddy and so excited. So definitely a worthwhile purchase. Very, very happy to have those in my collection. And then I also bought 4 CDs. I bought a Fever You Can't Sweat Out CD, so I can have that and really listen to the way God intended. I got Oracular Spectacular, Oracular Spectacular by MGMT. It's the second one from the left on the bottom picture. That album is like the epitome of millennial optimism, 2010s. I don't know. There's so many good songs on that album. I love the album art too. I'm like a purple lover and I just love it. Like Time to Pretend. That was in the Minecraft movie, you guys. Come on. Weekend Wars is really good. Ooh, girl, electric feel. That's on there. I'm trying to think of what else. Anyway, I don't know if anybody, I mean, they're kind of like, there's some deep cuts on this album, but it's just so good and I had to get it. I mean, it's just that feeling of like, I have to get this. And then I got a Foo Fighters Greatest Hits. That was one that I really wanted. Not specifically the greatest hits, but I just wanted a Foo Fighters CD, and I got one. And it's all of the goated songs too. Let me see if it's on my rack close by. Yes, as I try to get it out of my rack on my desk. Ugh. We have The Best of You, Everlong, The Pretender, My Hero, Learn to Fly, Times Like These. Trying to think of what else was on here. Everlong Acoustic. I didn't know that was a thing. So very happy to have Foo Fighters in my collection now. And then I got Mazzy Star. You know, let me see if I can find it on here. This album, I think, what blew up on TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. It is just the perfect indie alt rock. I think that's the genre, the major genre of the album, alt rock. I can't find it on here. I don't know where I put it. It's on my rack somewhere. Um, this is like a confession. In like 2023, I would play the same song over and over again to fall asleep. And of course, it was Five String Serenade on this album by Mazzy Star. And now it's my all time played song. Like on Apple Music, it's like a playlist curated by Apple Music, and it's like all time songs. The number one song is Five String Serenade. And I'm like, you know what? I gotta get this album. Blue Light's really good on that album too. There's the single that I cannot think of for the life of me that everyone knows off of that album, and I can't find it on my rack. Oh, found it. Sorry. Oh, Fade Into You. Yes, everyone knows that song. So Fade into you. Anyway. Oh my gosh, I didn't put a picture on here. I'm gonna have to. Okay, this is like a little exclusive. I bought a 4-in-1 music player at my job thrift store. It plays vinyl, it plays CD, it plays cassettes, and it has a radio feature. It is so gorgeous, and it was $40. So it was a really good price. From what I researched, they were produced in like the early 2010s. So it wasn't like a vintage per se music player, but it looks really vintage. I'm putting a picture. You've probably already been looking at it, and I haven't, so that's that. A playlist I have been listening to a lot of is called Unnamed Short Film. Yes, that's right. I'm filming a short film for my birthday this summer at Heritage Hill, and the vibe is like Ethel Cain, of course, that's like the 1800s vibe, but then the characters in my short film really want to be pop stars and they just can't because it's the Civil War and like there's people dying. There's people that are dying. They want to be pop stars like Chapel Roan, Eli, Aquamarine. Nope, I just read it. Addison Rae. So I have the playlist to help me get into the mindset. That's what I've been listening to a lot of. All right, I have 5 minutes, and this is going to be shocking to my trusty longtime listeners. I have been reading books, guys. I'm sure your jaws are on the floor. Like this is crazy. I have 4 books in my arsenal at the moment. I finished one. I finally finished Sunrise and the Reaping. I cried. I sat in bed and I sobbed. I knew what was going to happen. Like, we obviously know Haymitch from the original trilogy. Like, he's just a broken man. But reading from his perspective, the heartbreak, like the up, I don't even know what words can't describe what that man went through at such a young age. I cried. So that's all I'm going to say for Sunrise and the Reaping. So good. I have 2 library books at the moment. One's due in 2 days. I gotta finish, but Haunted Green Bay. Love ghosts, love history. This book was written by Timothy Fries. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. He wrote a book about different haunted locations in Green Bay. And since I live in Green Bay, it's fun to hear stories about the city you live in and then drive by or like tell your friends, like, oh my God, this place is haunted. And then I just learn more. And I've been so inquisitive about the history of Green Bay for some reason. So I had that book. And then a couple days later, I went back to the library and I found the book next to it. It's a pictorial history of Green Bay, Wisconsin. It literally starts in the 1600s with the guy who stepped foot, the first white man to step foot on the land of Wisconsin. Starts with him and goes to the 90s, I think. That's when the book was published, it was like the 90s. So, not like an updated history from the last 20 years, but for the most part, pretty cool. I've been really enjoying that and I've been learning a lot of really cool stuff. And I'm obsessed with history. I just think it's very fascinating and I can learn it pretty quick. Math, you put the Pythagorean theorem in front of me, I'm going to look at you and laugh. I don't even know what that is anymore. I learned it in school, but I completely forgot. But I remember history facts like nobody's business. So, history's my thing. And I have to thank the Brown County Library. Shout out, guys, if you're listening. Love it. I love my library card. It's free. And I'm telling all of you guys, please get a library card. It is going to benefit you more than you could imagine. Okay? Get a library card. It's goaded. And then I found The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo at not Goodwill. Oh my gosh. Why would I say that? Why would I say Goodwill? It's at St. Vincent de Paul. That's where I work. Oh my gosh. I found that book for $2 and I bought it and I'm on like chapter 5. So I'm doing really good, you guys. I'm really proud of myself. I am just like, wow, I'm becoming very smart and I'm going to be very literate by the time I finish all these books. So that's really cool. Very proud of myself for there. All right. My upcoming things I'm looking forward to with the last 2 minutes of this episode. Malcolm Todd just announced he's releasing his second album, Do That Again. We have 2 singles, Breathe and I forgot. I genuinely, and I've said it on multiple episodes, I forget everything when I open up my mouth and speak into a microphone. So we have 2 singles. His new album comes out in June. I am so excited. I Love Boosters is a movie that I'm very excited about that's coming out soon. Very saturated, very colorful, very excited. The picture below it is Muna's new album. There's 3 singles so far. Love them. I'm very happy and excited for that. The Devil Wears Prada 2. I'm open-minded about it. It's not going to live up to the first one. The color grading is all messed up and wonky. I understand that. The picture next to it is Jessica Lange in her what's her first name in the first season of American Horror Story? Can't remember. She's reprising one of her previous roles from Murder House. That's what that's being spread around the internet. So I'm very excited for season 13 of American Horror Story. Hence why I'm rewatching Girls Trip by Zara Larson, her remix but also feature album. Girls on every single track of her original Midnight Sun album. Very excited for that. And Lollapalooza is coming up. I got tickets for 4 days for the festival. So excited, and I will talk more about that going forward. I'm almost up with my time, my 30-minute limit, because if I talk longer, nobody will listen. 30 minutes, almost over, and I keep wasting time by talking. Thank you guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back and listening after a couple months of me being gone.